Welcome. Today we embark on a journey into one of the most profound and ancient concepts of health and wellness, the Pancha Mahabhutas, or the five great elements. This wisdom, rooted in Vedic and Ayurvedic traditions, proposes that everything in the universe, including our own bodies and minds, is composed of a unique combination of five fundamental elements. Earth, known as Prithvi, water or Jala,
fire or Agni, air, which is Vayu, and finally space or Akash. This isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a practical framework for understanding ourselves and our connection to the world around us. Think of these elements not as literal substances but as energetic principles that govern all of nature's processes. Earth provides structure and stability. Water creates flow and cohesion. Fire is the principle of transformation and energy. Air governs movement and change, and space provides the very container in which everything else can exist. According to this view, our health is not a static state but a dynamic, ever-shifting dance of these five elements. When they are in harmony, we experience vitality, clarity, and peace. When they are out of balance, this manifests as disease, mental distress, or emotional turmoil. Over the next few minutes, we will explore each of these elements in detail, understand how they shape our physical and psychological makeup, and learn how we can consciously work with them to cultivate lasting, holistic well-being. Let's begin with the most tangible of the elements, Earth or Prithvi. The earth element is the principle of solidity, structure, and stability. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Within our bodies, Prithvi is manifest in all our solid structures. It forms our bones, giving us our frame, our muscles and fat tissues, giving us substance, our skin, which contains us, our hair and nails. It is the very essence of our physical form. When the earth element is balanced within us, we feel grounded, stable, and secure. We have physical stamina and emotional resilience. We feel safe in our bodies and confident in our place in the world. However, an imbalance can cause significant issues. An excess of the earth element can lead to feelings of heaviness both physically and mentally. We might experience weight gain, sluggishness, congestion, and a mental state of stubbornness or resistance to change. We can become too attached to routines and possessions. Conversely, a deficiency in the earth element can leave us feeling ungrounded, anxious, and insecure. We might feel spacey or all over the place, lacking focus and stability. Physically, this can manifest as being underweight or having weak bones and muscles. Cultivating a healthy earth element is about finding that balance, feeling strong and stable without becoming rigid and heavy. It is the bedrock of our physical and emotional health. From the stability of earth, we move to the fluidity of water or Jala. Water is the element of flow, cohesion, and nourishment. Without it, there is no life. In the human body, Jala governs all of our liquid aspects. It is the plasma in our blood that carries nutrients, the lymph that cleanses our system, the saliva that begins digestion, and the fluid within every single one of our cells. It is responsible for lubricating our joints, hydrating our skin, and regulating our body temperature. Water is what allows for the smooth, seamless functioning and transportation within our biological systems. But its influence extends far beyond the purely physical. Emotionally and psychologically, the water element is tied to our feelings, our capacity for love, and our ability to connect with others. A healthy water element allows our emotions to flow freely and appropriately. We are adaptable, compassionate, and intuitive. We can go with the flow of life. When Jala is out of balance, problems arise. A deficiency can lead to physical dehydration, dry skin, and constipation. Emotionally, it can manifest as rigidity, an inability to express feelings, and a lack of empathy. On the other hand, an excess of water can lead to fluid retention, bloating, and congestion. Emotionally, it can create over-attachment, neediness, and being overwhelmed by feelings. Nurturing our inner waters is essential for both physical vitality and a rich, fluid emotional life. Now we introduce the most dynamic and transformative element, fire, known as Agni. Agni is the source of light, heat, and energy. It is the power that breaks down substances and converts them into new forms. In our bodies, Agni is the master of metabolism. It is the fire in our belly that digests the food we eat, transforming it into the energy that fuels every single cell. But this digestive fire isn't limited to food. We also need Agni to digest our thoughts, emotions, and sensory experiences, turning them into wisdom and understanding. Agni governs our body temperature, the acuity of our vision as light is perceived by the eyes, and the sharpness of our intellect. A person with a balanced fire element is brilliant, passionate, and charismatic. They have a sharp mind, strong leadership qualities, and the courage to pursue their goals. Their digestion is strong and they radiate warmth and vitality. However, an imbalance in Agni can be destructive. An excess of fire can burn too hot, leading to physical conditions like acid reflux, inflammation, skin rashes, and ulcers. Emotionally, it manifests as anger, irritability, impatience, and a critical nature. Conversely, a weak or deficient fire element results in sluggish digestion, poor absorption of nutrients, and a constant feeling of being cold. Mentally, it can lead to lack of motivation, low energy, and an inability to process experiences, which can manifest as depression. Tending to our inner fire is about harnessing its power for transformation without letting it burn out of control.
Finally, we explore the most subtle elements, air and space, or Vayu and Akasha. These two are intrinsically linked, as air needs space to move. Vayu, the air element, is the force of all movement in the body. It is the breath that enters and leaves our lungs, the pulse of our heart circulating blood, the electrical impulses that fire through our nervous system, and even the movement of thoughts across our minds. Air is characterized by its qualities. It is light, dry, mobile, and subtle. When Vayu is balanced, we feel creative, energetic, and enthusiastic. Our minds are quick and adaptable, and we communicate with ease. Space, or Akasha, is the primordial element from which all others arise. It is the field of pure potentiality, the container in which everything happens. In the body, Akasha is found in the empty spaces, the hollows of our organs, the cavities in our head, and the channels through which things flow. Psychologically, Akasha represents our consciousness, our awareness, and our sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. It governs sound and communication, as sound waves travel through space. When these two elements are out of balance, particularly with excess air, we can feel anxious, scattered, and ungrounded. We might suffer from dry skin, insomnia, and erratic digestion. An imbalance can lead to a mind that races with worry. Cultivating a balance of air and space is about embracing creativity and lightness while staying grounded and nurturing an open, spacious awareness within ourselves. Now that we understand the individual roles of the 5 elements, it's crucial to see how they interact. Health is not about having an equal amount of each element. Rather, it's a dynamic and intelligent interplay, a continuous dance where each element supports and balances the others. Think of it like an ecosystem. The earth provides a container for water. Water nourishes the earth. Fire is controlled by water, but fueled by air. Air's movement is contained by space. It's a beautiful, self-regulating system. When this internal ecosystem is in harmony, we experience a state of true well-being, what Ayurveda calls swastha. Our digestion is strong, our mind is clear, our emotions are stable, and we feel connected and vital. However, this balance is fragile and is constantly influenced by our diet, lifestyle, environment, and even the seasons. When one element becomes excessive or deficient, it throws the entire system off kilter. For example, too much fire or Agni can dry up the body's water or Jala, leading to inflammation and dehydration. Too much earth or Prithvi can smother the fire, leading to sluggish digestion. An excess of air or Vayu can cause the fire to burn erratically, leading to anxiety and unpredictable energy spikes. This framework moves us beyond simply treating symptoms. Instead, it encourages us to ask which element is out of balance. By identifying the root elemental imbalance, we can address the core of the issue and guide the entire system back towards its natural state of harmonious health. To make this elemental theory even more practical, the wisdom of Ayurveda groups the 5 elements into 3 fundamental life forces or bioenergies known as the doshas. These are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. The doshas are the primary organizing principles that govern all physiological and psychological functions in the body. They represent a unique mind-body constitution, our personal blueprint. First is Vata, which is formed from the elements of space and air. As you might guess, Vata governs all movement. It is responsible for breathing, the beating of the heart, muscle contractions, and the flow of nerve impulses. Vata types are typically creative, quick thinking, and energetic. Next is Pitta, which is composed of fire and a little bit of water. Pitta is the energy of digestion and metabolism. It governs the transformation of food, thoughts, and experiences. Pitta individuals are often intelligent, focused, and natural leaders. Finally, we have Kapha, which is made from the elements of earth and water. Kapha provides structure, stability, and lubrication. It is the energy that holds our cells together and keeps our joints moving smoothly. Kapha types are typically calm, nurturing, and strong. All 3 doshas are present in everyone, but each of us has a unique ratio of them, which is determined at birth. Understanding your dominant dosha or doshas provides a powerful key to personalized health, allowing you to make choices about diet, exercise, and daily routines that specifically support your inherent nature. Understanding the 5 elements and the doshas is not just a diagnostic tool. It is a roadmap to actively cultivating health and harmony in our lives. The beauty of this system is that it empowers us to become the primary agents in our own healing journey. Restoring balance is achieved through conscious, practical, everyday choices. Diet is paramount. We can choose foods that pacify an aggravated element, for instance, eating warm, nourishing, grounding foods to balance excess air, or cool, hydrating foods to soothe excess fire. Lifestyle adjustments are just as important. Creating regular daily routines helps to stabilize the mobile quality of air. Spending time in nature can connect us with the earth element. Engaging in joyful, non-competitive movement helps to balance water and fire. Furthermore, there are specific practices designed to work directly with these subtle energies. Yoga asanas or postures can be chosen to ground, heat, or cool the body. Breath work, known as pranayama, is a powerful tool for directly influencing Vayu, the air element, which in turn can calm the entire nervous system. And meditation helps to cultivate a sense of inner space or akasha, allowing thoughts and emotions to arise and pass without disturbance. Ultimately, the Pancha Mahabhutas framework invites us to see ourselves not as separate from nature but as a microcosm of the universe. By listening to our bodies and living in alignment with these fundamental laws of nature, we can move beyond mere symptom management and cultivate a state of deep, lasting, and holistic well-being.